do motions and Hector's going to do seconds, guys. Okay, good evening and welcome to the January 27th meeting of the Stow Select Board. Thank you all for joining us on Zoom this cold evening. We'll start a meeting with public comment. If anybody has any public comment for anything that is not on the agenda, you have 2 minutes. Raise your hand if you have anything, and if you don't, then keep your hand down. Anybody? I don't know. Nope. Okay, great. We're moving on to board member updates. Board member updates. Anybody? I see a no from Hector. JT?
Yeah, just a quick update. The capital planning did have their first meeting with a couple of department heads, um, and are setting up the rest of the meetings next month and March as well. We should hopefully, although we have a placeholder for early April.
Great. Ingeborg, anything? Nope. And Dan, anything?
No.
Nope. All right, great. I attended, I guess it was 2 weeks ago now, the SMOT meeting, and things are rocking and rolling with Bird Meadow, which you'll remember is that property off of Red Acre. We met with the developer that has been chosen, who is the same developer who is doing Stow Acres. And so it is very exciting that that is a project that is hopefully going to get some more affordable housing in town in the next couple of years. So that is that. And now I will kick it over to our town administrator.
Thank you. Just a couple quick things this evening. First, pretty much goes without saying because I've been thanking them repeatedly, but I would like to thank our DPW director, Dan, and the entire DPW crew for their work this winter, but especially the last few days. They worked more than 50 straight hours clearing the roads from Sunday morning through today. So huge thank you to them. We've got a lot of positive feedback. You all know I drive a half hour in. Stow's roads were by far the cleanest roads of any one that I've driven in, including my town, which is humongous and has a crew probably 100 times the size of our department. So thank you to them and all their hard work. I hope they're all at home getting some much needed rest right now. And along those lines, thank you to Sean and Evan and our facilities crew for their work, working overtime to keep the public buildings clear and accessible. Even with we were closed, the buildings were closed yesterday. I was in, they were around nonstop, making sure the walkways were clear and accessible in case we needed to open any warming centers or needed any emergency access to the buildings. So thank you to them and their work. It's much appreciated. And then lastly, just we are making our way through budget season. Budget meetings have kicked off and making our way through that. Started to get some preliminary numbers in at the MMA Connect 351 meeting last week. We got the health insurance range, which if you may recall last year, it was, I think, 14 to 22%. No, I'm sorry. No, it was 9.9 to 19.99%. And we fell just about in the middle of that. We were at about 14.5% was our assessment increase. This year, I was elected to the Maya board on Thursday morning. And one of my first official duties was to vote on the range for the new upcoming fiscal year. The board decided to eliminate all GLP-1s from our insurance plans. Those will no longer be covered for weight loss. They will continue to be covered for those that need them for other medical purposes, but not for weight loss. And in doing away with coverage on those, the insurance range for premiums for fiscal 27 will be 2.9% to 14%, with the average being 8%. Which is a huge relief to so many municipalities who are expecting 20% increases again and struggling to try and balance their budget with that. So the 8% was remarkably good news, even considering that we've eliminated the GLP-1. So that will certainly help. It will help Neshoba as well, because they are in the Maya products as well. So as is Bolton, and I'm not sure about Lancaster, but will certainly help our district with a lower average premium than what we saw last year. And I think that's all I have for you tonight.
All right. Well, we're going to kick it off. We've got two appointments tonight. Our first appointment I see is Richard Piccarreto for the Stow Municipal Affordable Housing Trust, or SMOT. Richard, I have met a couple of times on Zoom, so far. And so do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and why you are interested in joining?
Sure. Thank you. I've been a part of this process of moving toward the Bird Meadow project as a silent observer for the last couple of years, and I've loved sort of digesting and understanding that process that's sort of gotten them there, this trust there at that point. Also, as I told Denise when I first spoke with her last week, my own family has benefited from affordable housing. And I'm one of the 10% of renters in Stow. My first rental was actually 480 Gleasondale, right across from the mill, which, of course, as we think of potential affordable housing, and I'm not the first one to bring this up, but all that sort of plays into this sort of natural progression as to not only just taking the minutes for the trust, but wanting to be on the trust, understanding the different projects in town, and bringing some balance to affordability and all of that as this town conserves land and becomes kind of a Lincoln number two. And what's interesting is I lived in Lincoln before I came here to Stow about 15 years ago, and sort of I see the preservation of land and land trusts and all of that as being both a it sort of makes Stow ever more exclusive, and so that's the challenge I think that Stow has in terms of affordable housing is okay, we're gonna preserve all this land. We're not just gonna build condos on every farm. Okay, so now what does that mean for as Denise was saying, the police department? Can they afford to live in Stow? That kind of thing. So I'm interested in following up on this and being a part of this whole project.
That's excellent. Well, we welcome you. Does anybody have any questions? No, board members? No? All right. Well, then, thank you. And I'm going to take a motion from Mr. Toole.
Madam Chair, I move to appoint Richard Piccarreto to the Stow Municipal Affordable Housing Trust, SMOT, for the remainder of a 2-year term expiring June 30th, 2027.
Let me find my sheet. Oh, yeah. Second.
All right, motion and seconded. All those in favor, everything's going to be a roll call tonight. So, Mr. Costanzas,
Aye.
Mr. Toole,
Aye.
Ms. Hegeman,
Aye.
Mr. Peterson,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. That is unanimous. Welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you all very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Richard.
All right, we have another appointment to the Veterans Grave Committee. I don't know that Andrew DeMore is here.
I don't see him on.
Denise, did you want to speak to this appointment at all, or should I
Yep,
just take the
so
motion?
I'm happy to speak. So Andy is currently on our zoning board. He's been an active volunteer with us for years. He saw the call for volunteers for this specific committee. If you'll recall, this committee primarily coordinates the Memorial Day activities with the Boy Scouts and the Lions Club, and orders the flags and helps put the flags up. So the last few years we have not had a quorum of members. We've had great volunteers in the community that have stepped up. But we've gotten into a bit of a situation because they're not legal representatives of the town and they were spending town funds. And so we needed to make sure that committee had a quorum so that they could actively use the budget that we have and spend the resources. So Andy, it is only a 3-member committee. So Andy makes a quorum. There is another veteran in town that is interested and is just doing some research to find out what the commitment is before he submits his intent, if if he wants to. So I think Andy will be a great addition. He was excited. He's looking forward to working with the other members and the other groups to continue the Memorial Day tradition.
Fantastic. Does anyone have any questions? No? All right, I will take a motion.
Madam Chair, I move to appoint Andrew DeMore to the Veteran Graves Committee for the remainder of a one-year term expiring June 30th, 2026.
Second.
All right, any further questions? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor, Mr. Costanzas,
Aye.
Mr. Toole,
Aye.
Ms. Hegeman,
Aye.
Mr. Peterson.
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. That is unanimous. All right, moving right along, we have to discuss our 2026 annual election. And for that, I see our town clerk, Linda Hathaway. So Linda, you sent us a memo, and yeah, why don't you tell us what you're
So
suggesting?
what I need you to vote on tonight is
Okay.
the offices that we're going to put on the ballot. I sent
Okay.
you that list of the with the select board, planning board, and the term lengths are there. And then the second thing that today the Board of Registrars met today and voted that we'd like you to vote to opt into in-person early voting and to do it on May 11th, May 12th, and May 13th, Monday and Tuesday. Monday 9 a.m. to 3, Tuesday 9 to 7, Wednesday 9 to 7. And let's see, what else do I need to? Anyway, and I know many of you will be pleased to hear that we're not asking you to vote to opt out of vote by mail. Last year we had, you had voted to do vote by mail. We had 38 applications and we sent out 38 ballots. 31 were returned. But for early voting, why I want you to opt into early voting is we have a much better response to people wanting to vote in person right there in town building in those days beforehand. In 2023, we had 152 voters participate in early voting, and we had a contested select board race. In 2024, 168 voters voted in person. And that was due to a contested school district race and the ballot question for the town charter. Last year, we only offered the vote by mail. And as I mentioned, there were only 38 people that participated in that vote by mail. So we're willing to work on that. And the reason we're asking for just 3 days, because historically, of any early vote, in-person early vote period, the 3 days prior to the election that you can hold early voting are the busiest days. And we're offering two evenings, which one is a Tuesday night. So those of you coming into a selectmen's meeting can come in and vote early. And then others are, and then the second night on Wednesday. So I think we'll get a good turnout. And
Excellent.
that's kind of where we are.
Okay.
Linda, you're requesting the polling hours to be 10
Yes,
to
10 to 4. Polling hours to be 10 to 4 on
Okay.
the 16th. We've done that several years in a row. I think we've been able to meet all of the number of voters that need to vote, especially since we're offering some other options. And of course, absentee balloting is always available for anybody who cannot get to the polls, either due to a disability, they're out of town, or for religious reasons.
Okay.
Okay.
And I want one more just clarifying. So Linda, they do not need to vote to opt into mail-in voting. It's automatic
it's
unless they
required.
opt out. So they will
It's-
not need a motion for that. Okay.
Correct. It's
Thank you.
yeah,
Okay.
that's correct.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions for Linda? Dan?
Yes.
Two things. One, why the 4 hours shorter on Monday? And then two, I know often with statewide things, there's a mailer that goes out that says, hey, would you like to, for primaries in general, request a mail ballot? It sounds like that is not going out, that people have to make the conscientious choice to request it. Is that correct?
Yep. Correct. And that all the information will be online. The state sends out those little postcards during state election years.
Yep.
Those will go out in July and October for the
Okay.
primary and the November election.
Okay, and can we circle back to the why is the Monday a little bit shorter?
Because our typical work hours are 8:30 to 4.
Okay.
So we shortened them for the period of time, and we figured that the second and third night would be the busier nights.
Busier. Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
And I will just add on that, that is the Monday following our town meeting weekend. So the clerk's office and all of her workers will be working all weekend as well on town meeting. So I think having that Monday be an earlier day is, given the next 2 nights are longer, I think would be okay.
And then we are also doing Saturday on that week. So
As
trying
the
to make
official day.
accommodations for everything.
Yep. Okay. Perfect.
Hector, you have a question?
Yep.
Yeah, I missed it. Where is the early voting going to be? In the town building?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That's where we hold it all every year. That we've been being able to do in-person early voting, which I think is since 2016. So right now I expect it to be in the Whitney room, but we
So
may.
it's not going to be downstairs because the library
I
is
don't
willing
know.
to
I
lease
haven't
out?
discussed that with Denise of what the plans are for when the library moves out, if we will revert back to our being able to use that for elections, because that does really help out, especially in November.
All right. Anybody else? Nope. Okay, great. So JT, can I have 3 motions?
Yep.
Thank you.
So, Madam Chair, I move to approve the following slate of candidates on the ballot for the 2026 annual town election scheduled for Saturday, May 16th, 2026. Board of Health, 1 3-year term. Neshoba Regional School Committee, 2 3-year terms. Planning Board, 1 5-year term. Trustee for the Randall Library, 2 3-year terms. Select Board, 1 3-year term. And Stow Housing Authority, 1 5-year term.
Second.
All right. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none. All those in favor, Mr. Costanzas,
Aye.
Mr. Toole,
Aye.
Ms. Hegeman,
Aye.
Mr. Peterson.
Aye.
All right. And the chair votes aye. That is unanimous.
So, Madam
Next.
Chair, I move to approve the polling hours of 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Nope,
10 a.m.
It's 10 a.m.
10 a.m. 10
Excuse
to
me,
4.
my mistake. I move to approve the polling hours of 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for the 2026 annual town election scheduled for Saturday, May 16th, 2026.
Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, Mr. Costanzas,
Aye.
Mr. Toole,
Aye.
Ms. Hegeman,
Aye.
Mr. Peterson,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. That is unanimous.
Madam Chair, I move to approve the option of in-person early voting in Stow for the 2026 annual town election as follows: Monday, May 11th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Tuesday, May 12th, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Wednesday, May 13th, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Second.
All right. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none. All those in favor, Mr. Costanzas,
Aye.
Mr. Toole,
Aye.
Ms. Hegeman,
Aye.
Mr. Peterson,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. That is unanimous. All right. Thank you to our
Thank
town
you
clerk.
all. Thank you very much. Oh, Dan, the other thing why there's 2 7 p.m.s, that's thanks to Ingeborg for last year requesting it, or 2 years ago.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Linda.
Good night.
All right.
night.
Next
Aye.
up, we have to authorize deficit spending of the fiscal year 2026 snow and ice account.
Oh, so that ship has long sailed now. So to give some information. So as I had sent in my memo last week, we had a balance of $14,057, which did not include the payroll from last weekend. This weekend alone, the DPW totaled us at 17.5 inches of snow between Sunday and Monday, and they put in 53 hours of work over that duration. In total, since December 1st, we have accumulated 36.25 inches of snow, according to DPW statistics. We've used over 900 tons of salt, and our crew has worked 240 hours of snow and ice overtime. And obviously, we're not done. They are predicting another storm this weekend, and who knows what else is happening. It's very reminiscent of 2015. So hopefully that's not the case, but we will far exceed our snow and ice budget.
How many
Okay.
days did you say it was over the Sunday into Monday?
17.5 is what DPW tracked. And if Dan hadn't been up for the last few days, I would have asked him to come and talk more in depth about it. But he tracks every time they go out on a spreadsheet with the amount of salt they use, the number of hours, and what we have accumulated for snow. So it's fairly detailed. And at the conclusion of the season, I'll be sure to get you guys a copy because it's very interesting to see.
Thank
That'd be
you.
great.
All right. Does anyone have any other questions?
Question.
Yeah.
Are the supplies salt and sand?
Yes, so it's salt, sand, anything else that they may need for their trucks, minor supplies and whatnot. We joined a new consortium this year for salt, so he got a better rate. And a few weeks ago, it was they were having a difficult time to get it, but then it was all restocked. So primarily it's salt, but
Seems so hugely expensive. I mean, it's more than our wages, so I was surprised at that.
well, 800 tons is not cheap.
All right. Any other questions? Seeing and hearing none, I will take a motion.
Madam Chair, pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 44, Section 31D, I move to allow deficit spending of the fiscal year 2026 snow and ice account.
Second.
Any questions? Seeing none, all those in favor, Mr. Costanzas,
Aye.
Mr. Toole,
Aye.
Ms. Hegeman,
Aye.
and Mr. Peterson.
Aye.
All right, and the chair votes aye. That is unanimous. Okay, we've got meeting minutes. We've got executive session minutes. Does anyone have questions? No?
I missed one meeting, obviously, but in the meeting that I missed, which is the January 13th, I
Mhm.
don't know if it's important or not, but hold on. Where you talk about the Tri-Town Committee.
Mhm.
Yes. Recap of Tri-Town board meeting. You said that you, Dan, and JT went. I was also present. I don't know if you meant you were only listing the people that were in the meeting, but
Oh, I think you're right, Ingeborg. That was my mistake. We can amend that for sure because you were there. That was a misstep. So thank you.
that's all.
Nope, that's perfect. That's why we review them. All right. Anybody else have any questions or comments? Nope. All right. I will take the first of three motions.
Madam Chair, I move to accept with the amendment the meeting minutes of the January 13th, 2026 meeting.
Second.
Any questions? Seeing none, all those in favor, Mr. Costanzas,
Aye.
Mr. Toole,
Aye.
Ms. Hegeman,
Aye.
Mr. Peterson,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. That is unanimous.
Madam Chair, I move to release the executive session minutes for the October 30th, 2023 meeting, which was approved on December 4th, 2023.
Second.
Any further questions? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor, Mr. Costanzas,
Aye.
Mr. Toole,
Aye.
Ms. Hegeman, Mr. Peterson. That was an aye. Ingeborg, yeah?
Aye.
Okay, good. And the chair votes aye, that is unanimous. Last one.
And Madam Chair, I move to release the executive session minutes for the November 8th, 2023 meeting, approved December 4th, 2023.
Aye.
Second.
Second.
You need to sheet
Um,
it.
Yeah.
Any discussion? Nope. Seeing and hearing none. All those in favor, Mr. Costanzas,
Aye.
Mr. Toole,
Aye.
Ms. Hegeman,
Aye.
Mr. Peterson,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. That is unanimous. Okay. Next is board correspondence. Any questions? Yeah.
The issue I know is being raised again for virtual town meetings. Is there any progress that has been made? I know up till now it's been because the state doesn't allow them.
That's something we can talk about on a future agenda. I know that there has been some discussion at the state level. And certainly I would want our moderator and our town clerk involved in that discussion, since that's not, but yeah, we can certainly put it on a future agenda if that's something that you would like to talk about, but we can touch
Yeah,
base.
I'd like to.
If I can
And-
just add quickly,
Yeah, yeah.
Megan. So the only action that's been swirling around this is the town of Wayland, and they submitted a home rule petition, which the legislature has deferred action on. So they have not taken it up at the state level.
Excellent. Because this happened under our watch, I just wanted to point out the correspondence from Mr. Andrade, and also the very measured response from our chief, because that is certainly a discussion that we had when this was brought to our attention. We were very concerned about all of the same things that he was concerned about. And I feel like we left that meeting with the concerns that we brought to it that had been raised. And the chief also explained all of them in his memo as well. So I just wanted to say those things.
Yeah, I agree. I was happy to see that we had already raised all those issues, and I thought the chief's response was excellent.
Yep.
Ditto.
All right, folks. Anything else? Then I'll take that last motion.
Madam Chair, I move to adjourn.
Second.
All right, we're
Aye.
going to roll call out. Mr. Costanzas,
Aye.
Mr. Toole,
Aye.
Ms. Hegeman,
Aye.
and Mr. Peterson.
Aye.
All right, thank you all, and I hope it doesn't snow, and go Patriots.
Go Pats.
Yay. Thanks all.
Stay
All right,
warm.
good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.